showcasing market stats with informative postcards. Welcome back to day 11 of our 25 Days of GEOsential podcast series. In our last episode, we talked about buyer open house passes, and today we're shifting gears to showcase the power of market data with informative postcards. Remember, GEOsential is more than just a place to print your postcards. We're combining postcards with strategy, whether you're targeting expired listings, FISBOs, or simply keeping in touch with your sphere. The goal of postcards in our marketing is super simple: leverage to get more business and work less. Now, let's talk about market stats postcards. As a real estate agent, your client and prospects are always curious about what's happening in their local market, whether it's the latest sales data, average home prices, or trends in days on market. They want to know how the market is doing. This is where you can step in with a market stats postcard that not only informs, but also builds trust. Here's why this works. It establishes your expertise. By providing relevant market information, you position yourself as the go-to resource for local real estate insights. Keep your name front and center. People will remember you as the agent who kept them in the loop about important trends. And it encourages conversation. Market stats often spark discussion, perfect for initiating follow-up calls or setting up listing appointments. The beauty of using GEOsential for this? Well, you can automate your market stats postcards. Simply input your newest data into a postcard, select the recipient list, and send it out. Next month, you can just update the data, hit send again to the same list. So simple. Remember, the secret to making this doable is in the systems. If you need the visual, just simply stay tuned. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, we'll link it right behind. And if you are listening to it on our podcast, don't worry, we will link it in the show notes for you below and show you a real example of how we use GEOsential. Now, next time, we're going to dive into another powerful strategy to promote open houses. That's right, invitations to the neighbors, and how these simple postcards can drive more traffic and interest to your listings. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in our next episode for day 12.
Let's go over how to create a market stats postcard. And yes, we have a whole lot of market stats in here in our template catalog for our pro users. I'm going to go ahead and show you two of these right now. So there is these here that personally I love. So if you are a pro user, you don't have to go through the whole creating from scratch thing. Don't worry. If you are on the GEOsential Lite plan, yes, you may have to go through the painstaking tasks of creating your own postcard, but you also can obviously create something as a template and then reuse it for every time that you launch this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use this one right now as an example. So this way you do not have to watch me create a market stats one. If you have a template from a service, you can definitely use these as long as you make sure they're 8.5 by 5.5. So maybe resize them. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can come up with a market stats on the whim pretty quickly, just using Canva. So you get to follow along and see. So our Canva load. And I'm going to plug in my computer so we don't accidentally stop the recording. Okay, so when you look at neighborhood sales statistics, right, first up, it's one of the greatest ways for you to get people to opt in to get their market value. If you are in a non-disclosure state, right, meaning you can't talk about this, then there are other ways to work around it. So just keep in mind, your own states, right, have rules. You need to follow them. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a blank page. Let's see if I just type in statistics. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Let's see if there's anything good. Nope. How about a table of content. Class schedule. Type in graphs. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, you know what? Look at this. Okay. Some of you are thinking like, I don't know what's happening, but here is the thing. Let's assume you are in a non-disclosure state and it makes it really hard for you to disclose, right? Things. So this one, list price, sales price, days on market. All right, so far everybody's good following me on that one? Yes? And then obviously, excuse me, sir, we're gonna get the lady on there. All right. So as you can see, market update Q1 2025. And then neighborhood name, put that there. Not sure what's up with these little squigglies, but okay, we'll work with them. Maybe we'll get this one pushed into my brand colors a little bit better. And we're gonna make this one it's yellow. All right, not looking great so far. So if you're looking at creating a template from scratch, right? Going through the painstaking thing of actually making something look decent. And that is why templates are just so powerful. You do not have to go through some of that. It's all done. All you got to do is take a template that was already created and be done with it. I will say I kind of like the mentality here for days on market, etc., etc. Yeah, just take this one. Okay. And size this. I want it to overlap. All right, starting to look a little better. And then the nice thing here is you can obviously also change those to whatever color you like. And let's do maybe a black one. I don't like the black one. Let's do green one. There you go. And then we're just gonna match these. Right, sales price. And then days on market. All right. All right. So one of the things that you can do here then is to open up this table, edit, and then you can see here, you just have to pull in some of the numbers. Now, if you like something like this better, we suggest you just go onto an Excel spreadsheet, take a picture and drop it in, okay? So pretty easy to do. There's one thing that I maybe want to add here. Let's see, maybe some pictures of homes that you've sold. A picture frame. always good to see, right? Sold. Let's see what we got here. There, sold. Make this one black. All right, that is looking a little better. And then you can just drop in pictures of houses that you've sold or that you have active. Obviously, you could change the sold to whatever else you like, right? And there you have it. Probably take off the maybe we'll do a Q3 this way. Makes more sense. Right, January, February, and then you can add more in here, more columns. May, oops, June, let's see, 33, 35. I'm just making up numbers, so, but you get the point. Like you can go through July, 8, 5, 8, August, okay? So you can create as much of this as you need. And just add on to it, or you can just delete. You know, if you don't want these, you can just delete those and then progress. Again, lots of ways to use this, I think, for it to make sense. Let's see, actually, it's what you get when you're watching a live creation of something, right? We're gonna swap those over here. I think it'll look a little better. Liking this a little bit better than the other one. And you can make this smaller, you can add more. It's really sky's the limit, right? To figure out what you like. But that is a nice little market update one. And then for the back of it, we go to the back. Let's see if we can make the entire back. Home value 5. Just make it a little bit prettier. There's the yellow that we used. What we got here. I want to get some room in there. Oops. Name in there, put all your stuff in there, right? And then let's get this one. Trusted by your friends and neighbors. Well, you can change this one, right? I mean, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. I want to change her out for me. Let's do that. All right. So again, I started fairly from scratch, if you will. I did go through creating a brand new template. You can insert a testimonial here if you like. You can also insert other things that you want to put in there. If you want to talk about the sales that you highlighted, you could. And then we're going to go ahead and get, oops, not Christmas, QR code frame. Let's find one of those. I like when the QR code is in a frame. I'm not a big fan of a QR code that just floats around without a purpose. So I like to put a frame around mine. Okay, so here is that one. Right. So short and sweet and to the point. All right, now we have a new template to use inside GeoSential for market stats. And we're going to go ahead and bring it over to our print portal. Oh, and then obviously for house pictures, right? If you have the pictures of the houses you sold, you want to get those, and we're going to just drag and drop those. Let's see what we got here. There's 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. All right, I got a couple different ones. Okay, so again, you see here, easy enough to do, to personalize, and that's it. So I'm going to go make them blank again for our template. Obviously, make sure you have your logo on there and all the good stuff that you're supposed to have on there. And then we're going to go ahead and hit share, download as a PNG, page 1 and 2. Downloading that. And let's head on over to GEOsential. So inside the print portal, I want to show you a couple things. First up, print.geoessential.com is the designated website for it right now. So if you're on the light plan, then you can log in directly there. And we do have design templates, and maybe it's a good thing to have a look at it. Let's see, I'll look for postcards and then industry real estate. No, that didn't take the postcard. There you go. The stats, however, I think are a little bit trickier to incorporate on any of these pre-made cards. Again, there's lots of pre-made cards that you could check out. I just think for the stats, it's a little easier to do something in Canva. Here's, for example, some that might be good to repurpose, right? This one here is talking about rent, but you certainly could modify it and do something else. I also don't think 4x6 is big enough, so you should maybe consider going with an 8.5 by 5.5. And if you are a pro user, you could also actually go and create any of our market stats for letters. So letters might be a good one. Close that out. All right. So now that we have our design, we're going to go to Save Projects, create a new project. Head over to Postcards. I'm going to select my 5.5 by 8.5. Personalize. Market stats. The hood. What did I say? Q3, I think, right? It's a test, so doesn't matter. As far as the data, your MLS is a wonderful place for all of that. So let's get those two. And then just going to click on it. It automatically will put it in here. And then I'm just gonna see if I need to resize it a little bit. I like to make sure my postcard fits. All right. So here is the front. I'm just going to go click on this one, hit the copy button. And now I'm going to go and paste this on the back, take my back image, drag and drop it, and it will pull it in. Obviously, I didn't finish my back to customize it, but this is really how simple this is. Next up, I want to make sure I put my smart QR code here. So image auto merge. And I'm going to drag this into the top left corner, position it right here. And there is now my smart QR code. Okay, I could use one of these boxes too for a home value. Be also a good idea. And then hit save and exit. Now, assuming I have a list from the neighborhood. What if I don't? Well, if I do not have a mailing list, why don't we just quickly grab one in GEOsential? You can get custom mailing lists for, I think, less than 10 cents a record. So let's say we're going to go and look for an individual and we want to do a certain area. So we're going to go and do a, let's say, radius. Let's see if I can pull up one of my old listings. And then we're going to take our radius down, let's say 1/2 mile around it. Okay, that's a start. And now let's say I want to have only length of residence in years. Let's say I want to have people only from 10 to 15 years that are homeowners and single family dwelling only. Now you see here it's updating for how many people are there that have owned for more than 10 years. 972. Okay, so I could then go ahead and be like, okay, well, that's a lot. That's more than what I think I would like to do. So you can go through our other list building ones. And how about we do the people that are houses with pools? I don't think there's a lot. We're not a pool community by any means. There's probably like 3. Oh, 1. So 1 is not enough. So can't do that. Let's see. We got turning 65. Oh, look at that. When are they turning 65? That might be an interesting one too. Let's see. We're just going to add all of those for the year in. There you go. Let's see how many we get. $48. All right, let's click all. Veterans in household. Ooh, let's do that. Should go with like a. All right, well, not getting anywhere. Anyhow, play around with it. Feel free. Pet owners. Maybe we want to make sure we put a dog on there too. And then only dog and cat owners get that. All right. Either way, you can get your mailing list done in here. And I'm going to head over, since this is a tutorial, so we don't get stuck on this, into our saved automations. So inside saved automation, this is where your QR code now becomes smart. So we're going to go to create a new automation, do it as a drip. So stats test, create. And now we're going to add our postcard, add an item. Here's our postcard we just created. All right. And then our QR code, We want to put our link here. If you are a pro user, you can automatically start them on the follow-up for your sellers. If you do not have this one as a pro user, it means you haven't completed your setup yet for your roadmap. If you're a light user, you have to do your follow-up manually. Okay. So that one is going on here, and all it's left to do for me is to connect who I want to send it to, or if I have one-off contacts, I could enroll them one by one, hit activate, and it goes out the door. So hopefully the step-by-step tutorial was helpful, and as always, thanks for being a GEOsential user, and if you're not, what are you waiting for?